What's up, everyone? So I've been getting a lot of messages of how I swapped over the factory black frames to these clear ones on my infamous war paint mask. So that's what I'm going to be going over today. I don't think there's a lot of videos that kind of cover how to do this swap. Some of them don't really show you exactly the step-by-step instructions. It's more of just a time lapse of swapping them. So I'm going to try to do my best to get you guys full details of how to do this. If you still don't know or get lost anywhere, definitely leave a comment and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. This is also very helpful in case you ever get paint stuck under here. It's really hard to clean that even with a Q-tip. So this is going to be helpful for you to get all that gunk out of here as well. And also, if you don't know how to swap your lenses out, that is one of the steps. So I'll be going over that as well. What I like to use is pretty much just a microfiber. I like to have some Q-tips on me and lens cleanser. I wear glasses, so I always have this on me. I bring it with me to the field. It's pretty good. Takes almost all the paint off of your lenses. Doesn't leave water spots or your excessive oil from the paint either. So yeah, let's go and get this started. Okay, so the first step to get this started is you want to remove your lens. Now to do that, you're going to see this gray tab here. You want to pull that towards you to release it from this clip. If your mask is new, it is pretty tough to get these out. You might feel like you're going to break it, but you won't. Just be gentle and try to pull it out just as straight as possible as you can back towards you in order to release it from this black clip. So let's go and try to do that right now. Alright, so like I said, if your mask is newer, that step's probably going to be a bit more harder, but over time these get easier and they kind of just loosen up once you break them in. If you look closely, you'll see that this is kind of like a loop, so you want to push this forward. What I do is I usually grip the mask pretty good and I push this forward in order to release it. As you can see, this part's kind of harder to get in camera, but you pretty much want to push it forward to unbuckle it just like that, and the same thing for the opposite side. Once you do that, you can just put your thumbs on the tabs of the lens and push out, and then grip it from the outsides, and then I just like to pull and then push the lens forward. So now you got your lens out. If you have a new lens, you pretty much just do the opposite all in reverse, but this will help you go ahead and just clean up paint if you have it under here, help you clean your lens from the inside and the outside a little bit better. But we're pretty much done with this step, so I'm gonna go and just put these aside. Okay, so next step is the actual frame. Now right here, you want to be careful with this little tab because, again, this is just plastic, so it can break pretty easily if you're not careful with it. So you kind of want to go ahead and just undo this part of your foam in order to get this tab released. So what you can do is you can just push in your foam between here and then just push out. And as you can see, it pretty much unclipped itself from here. In order for this part of the mask to come off, you're going to do the same thing on this side, just like that. And like I said, doing this pretty much gives you a breakdown of how to tear down the mask in case you're needing to swap anything. So for example, your lenses, your foam, all that is done through this process of taking out the the frame. And then here's a plastic piece I was talking about. As you can see, I kind of broke mine off last time I was doing this. So same steps. You just want to go ahead and just try to be gentle with popping this off. You want to remove all corners first before even attempting to take off the frame. Once you removed all of those, just slowly pull this back. They're just going to unclip from little tabs from the inside of the mask. Just like that. Just take your time and just pull back. There's another one that you're going to see that's at the front of the mask. So same thing, just take your time and pull all this back. You're just pulling up. You're not trying to be forceful. As you're pulling, you'll feel like where the frames are kind of gripped into the mask itself, and that's all that you're doing. That's all that you're doing, is just pulling this up and trying to get all this unclipped. I should have brought up, so with this mask I have a chin extension, so you want to kind of also undo those, your chin extension or ears. This part right here, let me get the, so this part right here, you want to just push it off of this gray part from the foam, and that should help you be able to relieve this from the mask. Let me go and do that on this side. There you go. And that's it. That's how you take off your frames. Swap new foam if you need to swap out foam, or just swap out these frames to another mask, or vice versa. As far as the steps, it's just all doing everything in reverse. I will say that getting these two back into your mask, it's kind of hard to see, but here's one and here's the other. Trying to push those in does take a little bit of extra effort. With one of my other push masks, my white skull mask from Infamous, one of them doesn't really sit perfectly into that little nub. It doesn't create any issues for me, but it is just something to be aware of, in case you get maybe like a faulty frame where it's just for some reason not sitting in there properly. You might feel like your frame can just pop off at any time. Definitely reach out to Push, see if they can work out in getting your replacement. Maybe it was just an issue with the molding. But other than that, that's pretty much how you take your frames off. Now you'll have access to this entire part to get it all nice and clean. Also get all the paint out of here from the frames, and then be able to just put this all back together and have it looking clean and fresh again. If you guys do have any other questions on any other push accessories or builds, just let me know. It is a lot of pieces, but I still think that it's pretty easy to work with these. Once you have these off, you can also mess with the set screw for the nose bridge adjustment. But other than that, everything's pretty simple. You just got to be careful with it. Again, this is plastic, so these little tabs at the end, they can break pretty easy. Same thing with the chin extension. Whenever you're putting this in, these little rubber pieces that usually have to fish through, you always kind of want to be careful when you're pulling these, because if you pull these too hard, it's just rubber and it's just going to break apart. What I like to do is I put a Allen key, and I kind of just try to slowly fish it in there and then pull it, because I have broken one of these before, but it still had enough rubber to kind of keep it from slipping on out. But hope that was helpful. If you guys have any more questions, just leave it in the comments below, or send me a message on Instagram. Again, that's onigami.pb, and I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. Alright, you guys should be done right about now. So as you can see, the mask is all put back together. Everything was clean. Everything looks great. All that paint that was there is no longer there. And again, everything looks great for next weekend's play. And that's about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram on onigami.pb. Peace.